Yeah, my name is James Brinkley. I'm an account analyst at Brinkley Financial.
My name is Tanita Brinkley, and I'm a public accountant at Brinkley Financial, LLC.
Well, I grew up in a Christian household where my dad was a pastor, granddaddy was a pastor. So I dealt with church, and I knew the insides and the business aspect of church and knew how church needed accountants. So, when I met my wife, she explained to me the aspect of bookkeeping and how that could help churches. So that's how we actually started helping my dad's church.
Yeah. And I grew up in New York City, more specifically Harlem. And I always had like a love for mathematics and stuff like that. And then I would, talk to people like guidance counselors and stuff like that. And they'll just say like, oh, well, you might want to be an accountant. And that seed really like grew into me just, majoring in accounting and seeking internships in that field and stuff like that. So when I graduated college, I worked with one of the big 4 accounting firms. And I was able to get a lot of experience there, and that kind of cultivated my accounting knowledge with the hands-on experience. So when I met James and his dad being a pastor and stuff like that, and them needing help, that opportunity really took our idea from it just being an idea to us actually starting a business. And we started out helping churches, and then we grew to more for-profit type of situations.
Well, we actually met. I had a close friend in college, and he was dating or seeing her close friend.
Yeah.
So she came down for a homecoming weekend, and we connected, and from there it was all you wrote.
Yeah.
Okay. Brinkley Financial is a full range accounting services firm.
Yeah.
Well, we specialize in everything under accounting umbrella, from bookkeeping, payroll, cash disbursement, budgeting, tax preparation, business formation. We like to call ourselves the one-stop shop for it all.
We started Brinkley Financial one day having a conversation. We were tired of our day jobs. We were working so much, and throughout our relationship we were long distance anyway, so we were just getting to the point where we wanted to spend more time together, but it was hurting our professional life, and our jobs weren't fulfilling. So we went to the drawing board to just think of what could we do, put our heads together, because we knew we wanted to start a company, but we just had to figure out what it was going to be. Yeah. And then we came up with Brinkley Financial, which it wasn't even called Brinkley Financial then.
That was actually Destination Financial Enterprise. And
yep. And we had a little slogan too. Yeah.
But your destination for financial excellence. And but it was pretty simple. I was an international business major. My wife is an accountant major.
Yeah.
And so I guess if you put accountant and a business major together, you have accountant business.
Yeah.
Or accounting business.
Yeah.
My why is helping others.
Mm-hmm.
I realize a lot of business owners, whether minority or whatever the race is, they just don't have the knowledge or the understanding of the importance of accounting services.
Right. And a lot of people that we've encountered, they love what they do, but that's the operational side of the business is what we try to explain to people. So you have your operations side, which is like if you have a daycare, so it's watching kids and coming up with your curriculum. But then you also have to understand the business side of things too. So if you don't have a CFO or an assistant who's going to keep up with your cash deposits and all that stuff, we take pride in making sure that the business owner understands that the flow of every transaction, it matters to understanding your bottom line, and therefore it trickles down to your tax return. And it's just one big cycle that comprises of different aspects, and we try to bring that to them in simple.
Yeah.
I think it works. Now we've gotten to the point that we know each other much more, so it works for us much better.
Yeah, I realized over the years it works better because the fact that we're married, we can put our all into the business partnership.
Yeah.
So, you can take bigger risks, you take bigger leaps of faith because you're both giving it your all, and this your livelihood, and you have everything to lose, opposed to just having a buddy that's a partner and things like that.
Yeah.
So,
the marriage aspect of it. So the business, we learned the business aspect just, by grinding. But then the marriage aspect of things, we had to just learn how to make sure that we're continuing to do our duties as husband and wife. Even in the workplace, we bring marriage to the workplace. So it's like you're going to see me bringing lunch with Tupperware, and sometimes he'll have to do things similarly. Maybe leave in between the day and go and get a new tire for the car. But we just make sure we balance everything out and always enjoy what we do.
That's what I was about to say. Balance is very important because you can't do too much marriage and leave the business stranded, but you can't do too much business. So it's time that we'll grind all day, and if that alarm say 5 o'clock, we need to shut down. I don't care where we at. We're gonna put notes, shut down, and we gotta tend to each other.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to give your all into business and lose your marriage.
Yeah. Okay.
I think number one, first you gotta understand that your marriage is not like my marriage, and my marriage is not like yours. So what you see other people doing don't necessarily mean that's something appropriate for your marriage.
Yeah.
So first understand what's your pros, what's your cons, because half the time my downfalls is her highlights and her downfalls is my highlights. So that's one way we could work together.
Right, and learning to trust each other's, I guess, opinion, suggestions, and stuff like that. Treat it like have business meetings that you take off the husband and wife hat and just look at each other as business partners, so that you can hear each other's suggestions, so that you don't put up that wall and saying, oh no, you're wrong, this, that. Just be able to open yourself up to, the suggestions and the creativity that your spouse brings to the table.
And as the husband, sometimes I have to really take off the husband hat, because as the head of the house, you have that head of the house mentality all the time, but as a partnership, I have to listen to her as a 50% of Brinkley Financial and things like that. So really have to submit as a partner, get to the main goal, and from there tackle it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Day one, I would say, if you're serious about starting a business, start at day one. Because when you first out of college, you don't have no experience, you don't have anything. So you can go out submitting resumes and things like that, but you don't have experience. So if you're serious about starting a business and you want to obtain success and things like that, then go right after. You're young, you're hungry, and you still have what it takes to endure. And you have family support still at that point. Because, the first year you out of college, families might still support you and support your dreams. But if you wait 5-10 years down the road, then you would incur more debt and things like that.
Yeah. I would say my point of advice would be to find a mentor, someone who actually is in that field or have taken those steps that you are looking to take, so that they can advise you along the way. Even when it comes to internships, be willing to offer your services for free. If the internship is free.
I want my legacy to be, I'm the first of my generation to leave something of magnitude to the next generation. So growing up in a low class or middle class environment, my son should never be able to experience that. He should only experience it by the stories that we tell him about our stories, things like that, and his grandsons, and just moving on.
I guess I would like my legacy to be that I was someone who empowered women, wives, to not only stand by their husband, but bring something magnificent to the table by embracing their unique aspects and values, and just knowing that the sky's the limit. We all have different destinies, but if you stick to yours and believe in it and believe in God, then all things are possible.